You can build incredible looking websites just like this that animate as you scroll and also animate on different hovers on various elements and also animate on loop on its own. What this does for you is your audience has way higher retention on your website, and it signals to Google that this is a high performing website, thereby ranking it higher, and you get more traffic and eventually more leads. Now, if you use ChatGPT or Claude, you too can build a website just like this. And all this without writing a single line of code. I did this in 2 hours, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did this step by step, tool by tool. And by the end of this video, you will be able to create a website just like this for your business. If you have used Lovable or any kind of AI website builder, you can create a website just like this, and most of the website is going to be text heavy, and there are probably going to be some emojis and stuff like that, which is a telltale sign that this was generated with AI. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a website or landing page in 4 easy steps. So the 4 steps that you basically need is step number 1 is the content and the flow of the website. Step number 2 is you need some kind of design system, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get it. No designer skills needed. Step number 3 is you need images on your website. That is what makes your website pop. And step number 4 is some kind of basic animation going on that will completely separate your website from the rest of the crowd. For content, you can use your favorite AI tool. It could be Claude, it could be ChatGPT or Perplexity. And for design, I'm going to show you some incredible design resources that you can point your AI to, and it's going to grab all of that information and create a website for you. Creating images can be done through Nano Banana on Gemini or even from ChatGPT the 2.0. They are great resources. And finally, creation of motion on these created images is super simple in either Grok Imagine or Hixfield. Now, if you don't know any of these tools and if all of these are intimidating, don't worry, sit tight. I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. So step number 1 is content creation. Like I said, you can use ChatGPT or Claude. You have simple prompts that you need that will create the whole content for your website. If you need prompts, they are in the description below. You can take it from there. Or if you want specific prompts, let me know and I can provide them to you. Now let's head over to Claude or ChatGPT, and here's the simple prompt that I'm going to give it. Hey, I'm going to create a website for my audience. So based on everything that you know about NurtureBeast, I want you to give me content for my website, create different sections that the website need to contain, and give me the entire content. And just like that, it goes and creates content based on all the conversations that I've had with it in the past. It has the context, it has the memory. It's going to just get started. And based on what the output it provides, you can take it, you can tweak it, and make that your own. Now, as you can see here, it has come up with incredible website content for me already. It has come up with a hero section, the problem, the shift on what the solution is that I provide, how it works, the proof and case studies, and who this is for, pricing tiers, and why us, and FAQ. This is fantastic for me to get started. And I took content from a different prompt and I created a very simple website where I say your database is a gold mine, and it created the problem, it created how it works, and also the next steps or the call to action, which for me is a simple quiz that people take, and it converts really well for my lead generation. Now, once you have the content, the next step is of course to put that on the website, and you need a good design system that is repeatable, that you can rely on. Now, you are probably thinking, I'm not a designer. How am I going to come up with all of this information? Trust me, I'm not a designer either, but there are so many design resources like this website here. It's basically a collection of all the different websites. And when you click on each of these, like for example, Airbnb, it gives you a detailed description of what are the colors of the website, what are the different fonts that they use on the website, what are the different buttons, and everything here is completely given to you in a silver platter. Now you can take a look at some of these websites and see which one is resonating with you the best. I'm going to take a random one here. I'm going to take this Mintlify website. I'm going to copy this, go back to Claude, and I am going to say, hey, understand the design elements from this particular website and I need your help to create my landing page based on exact design elements. And next thing I'm going to do is copy paste that particular design style. And as you can see here, there is a live preview that it's going to copy, or you can even give it the exact design.md that you can copy paste and it's going to run from there. Now I'm going to hit enter on this, and as it is building, I want to show you a design system that I built for my own website, and there is a strategy behind it. There is voice and personality on how I want my designs to be. There is color palette and everything. So all of this, even the fonts and type scale, etc. I am not a designer, guys. What I did was I took inspiration from the design elements and I said, I need a design system for my own brand. So it went ahead and created my design brand system. So whenever I create my landing pages, I take this and I feed it into my AI, and my websites and my landing pages are consistently on point, on brand. And that's why when I create my landing pages, it takes those design elements, those colors, those typographies, those fonts, etc. And even when it's creating images, all these images are consistent with exactly what I need. Now, if we go back to our prompt that we had, it started grabbing the page and it basically started downloading the design.md file that I was talking about, and it nailed the whole aesthetic. Like, it figured out what is the design language, what are the colors, the typography, the layout, everything. And as you can see, it is building out the whole website in the HTML line by line. And it looks like the website has been created from the prompt. But before I show you the website, I want to show you how the Mentlify website looks like. This is the Mentlify website. You can take a look at the overall vibe of the website, the feel, etc. And now I'm going to show you how this website looks from the prompt. This is the website that it created from just one single prompt. It took all the design elements, it took the font, it took the colors, and then it created a website that is so much similar looking like Mentlify. So as you can see, all you need is to feed it a good design system that is already there, that is already pre-built, and bring it into the prompt, and it's going to create a beautiful looking website. If you don't like the design that you have, you can tweak it, you can change the colors, you can change the font, be creative, but use and inspire from existing websites, so you're not wasting too much time. Now, the next thing that you do after you have the content and the design is, of course, to create images. The key to have amazing looking website and images that stay consistent and cohesive to the brand is to have one aesthetic style that you like and resonate with, and use the same aesthetic style throughout. Now, before I jump into the aesthetic style, I want to show you how you can create images and the prompts that are needed to create those images. I searched for Nano Banana prompts. Nano Banana is one of the best image generation tool out there, and you have a lot of different examples and guides that you can use to create these images. And the best part is you don't have to learn it. You just have to give these links to your AI. It is going to understand it, learn it for you, and give you a prompt that you can copy and paste it and make it your own. And if you look at these examples, there are incredible examples with the exact prompt that you can copy, and they run from various styles on what the input looks like, what the output looks like, and you just have to feed it to your favorite AI and it'll learn it for you and give you a prompt. When I was first trying to understand what are the different aesthetic styles, I didn't know all of these. And I figured out what are these different topics, and then I asked it to create different images for each of those aesthetics, and it gave me a visual representation of what do all of these different styles mean. And then I finally figured out what is one style that works for me, and I gravitated towards these animation. But this is something that I can create character consistency with. This is super easy to work with, and I can use this for my website over and over again. So you got to figure out what is your aesthetic style that you want on your website, pick it and stick with it. But once you have it, you can have consistent looking images across all of your website pages. And you can use tools like Nano Banana inside of Higgsfield or ChatGPT 2.0, and these images are going to look gorgeous on your website. And then when you create these images, it is going to have something like this effect on your website, which goes from complete text to really good looking website that makes it presentable, and not a generic AI slop. Now, once you have these images, the final step that I like to do is to actually make it move. And when you make it move, you will have a website that actually is memorable. Static is forgettable. Like, there are a lot of websites which have static images and people kind of forget it. But image to video tools turn each of these illustrations into simple motion graphics, simple movements that make the whole experience completely elevated from the rest of the websites that your audience visit. Now, for animation and movement, I'm going to show you two different tools that I personally use, and you can use either one of those. The first one is Higgsfield, and within Higgsfield, there are a lot of different models that you have, like Seed Dance, like Kling, you have Grok Imagine, you have Google VO, you have Van. All of these are incredible image generation models. I used Google VO, so I generated a box of, a chest of gold that I wanted to represent. And this was in the format that I have in my aesthetic. And what I did was I took that image and I put it in a video, and I said, I want the video to play as the user is scrolling down. So what it does is, as a user is scrolling down, it has that video that loops and it plays that animation, and that is what gives this effect. And on these, I generated similar images and videos using very same technique. Higgsfield is one. The second one that I used is Grok Imagine. And within Grok Imagine, I gave it a simple image like this, which is the illustrative style of aesthetics that I went with. And I just hit enter, and there's no prompt in Grok Imagine, and it automatically started playing some simple animation where this person is talking. And it's that simple, guys. So I said the same thing. I put the same prompt in Grok and I said, hey, replace the image on hover to animate. And when I scroll down and when I hover, it starts animating, and it's so beautiful looking. It's so awesome. And similar animations all over on the website. And that's pretty much it. So those are the 4 simple steps. So going back to all of these 4 simple steps, the first one is the content and flow. Second one is the design system. Third one is the image generation. And fourth one is the motion. So what it does is it takes a simple looking website, which is just text heavy like this, and converts that into a really smooth motion animated website that people cannot forget ever. And you have incredible retention. People will come back and you're going to have a lot of traffic and leads from it. Unfortunately, not all of these tools are free. Some of them are paid. But once you have access to some of these tools, creating these landing pages and websites is going to be so beautiful. It's going to be a breeze to work with. If you have questions on how to create any of these graphics or motions or images or prompts associated with that, or just content or even design systems, drop them in the comments and I'm going to do my best to get back to all of them. If you want to learn more on how to use AI to stay consistent, top of mind, and generate more traffic and leads for your business, subscribe and I'm going to give you more content.